Hey, good morning. My name is Rygo and welcome to the new channel. So a little background, I am a full-time kite surfer and content creator for another channel, and my girlfriend Chris and I are kicking off a channel about full-time RV living and some fitness related topics. So for this video, I'm going to share the 5 things that I did to go from 244 pounds to 160 pounds and back up to a healthy 185. Let's do it. So the first tip is getting a healthier relationship with food. And one of the best ways to do that is to start a food journal. So something like MyFitnessPal online, you can download on your phone. It's as easy as scanning everything you eat and logging it, and then just paying attention to how the food makes you feel, what kinds of foods are you eating. And something for me, when I was learning this process, is I was eating a lot of like boxed food and a lot of pizza and a lot of really convenient foods, and it was an interesting transition going from learning how to cook food, learning to eat more vegetables to get lean protein sources, and just learning to eat healthier, more filling foods. So eating more vegetables, eating more fruits, eating lean proteins, and a wide variety of things. So my second tip is create a calorie deficit. And I know that this is highly debated by everybody online, and some people are into intuitive eating, and a lot of people will say that it's too restrictive, but what I found was when I was tracking my food, finding what gave me energy, what made me tired, what made me feel good, and just learning to eat healthier, creating a deficit became a lot easier. And the way to do this is you just go online, find a TDE calculator, and it will do all the math for you. Some will just tell you how many calories you're going to burn by your age and weight and your activity level, and others will go a step further and tell you how to create a calorie deficit of 500 calories. And for me personally, I will say that I would not lose weight unless I was measuring my food, weighing my food, and tracking my food. And at first, it was hard to get the habit going, but once I started doing it, it became habitual. And it didn't take very long before it was zero effort on my part. I mean, doing it for so long, I could even eyeball something now and roughly tell what the portion size was. But I will say, be careful with that, because most people, myself included, it's really easy to lie to yourself and overestimate how much is there. So that one comes down to the person. Experiment, try eyeballing your portions, but if it's not working, man, measuring, weighing, and tracking your food and creating that deficit based off of your activity level is going to make all the difference in the world, and just making sure that you get the results that you want. So my third tip is start strength training, and it can be anything you want. I think one of the biggest misconceptions is weight training better than calisthenics? Are calisthenics better? Is this routine better? Is this program better? Ultimately, I think the workout that you're going to do consistently is the best workout. And I will say it's a good idea to just follow a standard recognized workout program, something that was well thought out, that hits everything, that includes progressive overload. But one thing that you can do, and one thing that I did when I first started working out, I was 244 pounds and it was really difficult. So I chose calisthenics, and I knew I needed to get the habit going, and I hated working out. I hated it so much. And what I would do is, for my first workout, I just did 2 reps. Sounds ridiculous, right? 2 push-ups, 2 assisted pull-ups, 2 air squats, but I got it done. And I waited a day, and I came back, and I was going to do 3 days a week, full body, and I would just add a rep every single workout. And what this did is, I didn't even know it at the time, but it introduced me to the concept of progressive overload, where you're progressively getting stronger, whether it's like adding weight or adding reps, etc. And what this did is it helped me establish the habit, and I actually started working out. Within 6 months of doing this, it felt good, it was easy, I was hitting the numbers that I wanted to hit, and just making the process easier on myself so that I didn't burn out and, you know, like a week later, oh, I'm skipping a workout, oh, I'm too sore. It was just a very holistic way to go about it. So my fourth tip is start tracking your workouts. And I know so much tracking, but when it comes to actually getting results, to actually disciplining yourself, it does take a bit of work. And the good news is, if you're practicing the habit of just adding a rep, this is pretty easy to do, right? You kind of have it mapped out in your mind, like, oh, I did 3 reps last time. But what I found is later on, as the numbers were getting higher, I would start to forget, and it was impossible to make progress because I didn't know what I did before. So just keeping a little notebook, go to like any pharmacy and just pick up like a $3 notebook, or I like to use the Google Drive. So what I'll do is I'll open a spreadsheet, lay out like my weeks and all that, and then I can look back and see and keep notes. Was I tired? What was I doing? And it just helps me get a good overview of what I'm doing in a 3-month span, a 6-month span, a year-long span. And it keeps me on track, and I know whenever I go back, oh, I did 9 reps with a 5-pound weight vest. Well, now I'm going to do a 7-pound weight vest, and I'm going to do that 9 reps, or I'm going to do 10 reps, etc. But tracking is just one way to make sure that you are constantly moving forward. And I won't go too into detail about progressive overload, but we can do more videos on that later. So the 5th and final tip for getting in shape is just doing cardio. And I know everybody loves to hate cardio, but here's my thought on this is, what is the point of being fit if you don't feel good? And cardio is kind of like, it's the foundation of everything, really. The fact is, when you do cardio, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna have more energy, strength training workouts are going to be easier, and on top of it, this is my favorite, you can eat more. And when I first started, I could only walk. Running hurt my knees, it was really difficult, so I would just go out, walk the beach, walk the stairs at our local park. During the winter, when I was living in a home and not full-time in an RV, I would actually just walk up and down the stairs in my basement while listening to like audiobooks and things like that. And that's a habit I've actually carried on throughout the years. Whenever I'm feeling down, or I don't want to go for a run, or I just need to get a little more movement in my day, I go for a walk, I go for a hike, I get out, put on the headphones, fire up some music or an audiobook. And that's been one of the most useful tools, and I think one of the most underrated tools for losing weight. But I will say as well, on top of running and all that cardio, what I found is sports were my saving grace. So going out and surfing, kiteboarding, wakeboarding, volleyball, anything that gets your heart rate up, all of that stuff, when you're doing something that you're engaged in, when you're having fun, when you're building a skill, it's no longer working out, it's no longer something that is difficult, albeit I will say that I really vibe with running now. I love cardio. But when you pick up a sport, and that's kind of something that I think will be a central theme in this channel, is getting outside and making workouts be more play. So this video is pretty broad in general, and just sharing the things that worked for me when I was trying to lose weight, and the journey from, going from 244 to getting down to 160, where I was way too lean, and then learning how to pack on muscle and how to eat. And I won't go too deep on this video, but I can do other videos, and I love this stuff. So I'd love to talk about it, talk about what I've learned over the years, and the different things. I've done everything now from powerlifting to calisthenics, and it's a new channel, so let me know what you want to learn, what you want to talk about, and we'll try to do a video on it. So if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you later.